Okay, well, you know, you should probably know that you're listening to a podcast right now. If you don't know that, then you got bigger problems, but you are listening to a podcast. It is called Bothering the Band. Your hosts are Abby and Ryan. I am their guest, Nick Thorburn, aka Nick Diamonds, aka Nick from Islands. And this is the podcast. And this is the music that's sending us into. We're transitioning now. We're starting. It's starting. It's happening. Shh.
Oh man, this is going to be fun. Nick, first question. Well, this is a little bit different and we'll get to it, but can I send you a book?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. Um,
I can't read, but
I think you've made a couple graphic novels, so you must be doing something.
they're all pictures. There's no words in them.
Um, so I'm a big fan of all your music, but I just didn't make this sinewy connection of the unicorns. And in one of my first books, which came out in like 2009,
Whoa.
there is Jelly Bones is mentioned in it.
Oh, wow.
And I had to go deep. I was like, this is connecting on so many levels. And so I was like, oh shit. And I was right. And so I'd love to send you a copy.
I'd love that. That looks cool. Can I see it again? Can you hold it up?
Yeah, dude.
That looks amazing. You drew it and wrote it or what?
No, it's a book of poetry.
Oh, it's a
And
book. Okay, sorry.
yeah,
On the screen I thought I saw drawings.
no, that's
Got
just my
you.
doodle. I was holding the
Okay,
page. Yeah, that's it.
sweet.
Um,
Oh. So you accidentally, inadvertently plagiarized Jelly Bones in one of your poems. Is that?
No, not even that. No, I actually mentioned Jelly Bones by the Unicorns is the thing
Oh, wow.
is
Cool.
in one of the poems.
Amazing. I'm touched. And you didn't make the connection that the islands project is connected to the unicorns project.
I didn't make my own connection of remembering that came out in 2009 and every poem I've ever written, and how music affects everything, at least for us, everything that we do.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, unicorns. I know I like that band. I'm pretty sure I mentioned them in a book, and I had to go deep dive digging.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah. And
Cool.
then on top of that, it gets even weirder. Um, we have mutual friends. Sid Butler is a bud of the pod. He's been on the pod. And then also Joe Plummer.
Of course.
Yeah, and then just the comedy world you're connected to. It's such a small world we're in, and it's very cool and inspiring. And I don't even know where I'm going with this other than to say that you're doing cool shit. Um, love the new record.
Thank you.
I went back and re-listened to all the Mr. Heavenly stuff. I'm like, God, this is so good. Uh,
Mm.
and so moving on, question two, technically. What occurred in your world today? What has occurred in your world today?
Well, I actually am in the midst of a hike, just a gentle hike up Griffith Park in Los Angeles. So that's currently, I would say it's occurring as we speak in the present tense. Um, and I'm here with my partner I yeah, I sort of spaced on the timing scheduling of the interview. So I probably would normally be indoors, but I'm up here in this little patch of weird forest in Griffith Park, which is mostly more of a desert sort of landscape. And I'm sort of scouting a location to do a possibly the only live show that Islands will do for this record up in this secret little forest up here in Griffith Park, like a little free show. So that's kind of what is occurring. currently.
That's cool, man. And you see any coyotes?
No Yotes. I think it's too hot. I think they're all sleeping in like in little ditches, but there's birds and crows making strange sounds and butterflies and bugs, insects, flying insects.
Abby, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say that's really neat.
It is neat, and I heard a bird, so I love it. We're gonna leave all that in.
Okay, good. Yeah, it was on cue. It's crazy. Like it's really cool because it's not what you'd expect for Griffith Park, and people don't really know about it, and it just seems kind of like fitting for the theme of the album and the even just the visuals of the cover.
Yeah, man. We're
There's
very
some weird like
much.
stain right there though.
Uh, yeah. Is that like tar?
Maybe barbecue sauce, I think. I don't know.
Taste it and see if it.
Uh yes, maybe later I'll try it.
Don't do it ever. Um, okay. So first, I don't know if Caroline gave you a hint of what this is, but we have some real dumb questions. And this is the first super dumb question: is which of the Thor films is your favorite?
Oh my God. How could I pick just one? My favorite franchise, my favorite movie studio, favorite character. So it's going to be really hard. You really narrowed in. I actually did see the very first Thor. This was probably, I don't know, 20, what was that, 2015 or something? I did go. It was in 3D, hurt my eyes. It felt out of focus. Did not remember a single thing about it other than Natalie Portman is in it and he crash lands to Earth and he tries to get a haircut or something. So probably that one's my favorite, I'd say.
2011.
Gun to my head. 2011. Holy shit. Can I swear? That was a long time ago. Well, that's the only one I saw, and I loved it.
Uh, I don't remember the movie either, but I do remember this. There's the one thing I remember is I saw it with a buddy in Queens, New York, and we were the only ones in the theater, and we were sitting like we had a buffer seat between us in the thing. And we're sitting there
Mhm.
watching the movie. The movie's about halfway through, and this guy comes in by himself and sits right in the middle of us. And we're both like, we were probably smoking weed or something, and we're both like, we're about to get
Mhm.
murdered. We're like pretty much about to get murdered.
Mhm.
Um, and then about 5 minutes later, the guy got up and left, and we were like, "What the hell?" That's what I remember about Thor.
5 minutes later, he walked out, or he moved to a different seat.
No, he got up and like again, not alarming, nothing like "Ugh," like nothing crazy. He just got up. It was let's say maximum 10 minutes, and then he took off.
That was a theater employee messing with you. I guarantee it. They
Yeah.
saw you from the booth, from the projector booth, and they bet some person they're like, $10 says you won't just go sit between those two random dudes. And then he
Uh-huh.
did, and now they have a funny story they tell about you.
Oh, that's well, if that's the case, then fuck
That's my
yeah, dude.
guess.
Like that's an amazing bit that they did. That's great.
Yeah. Did it take you out of the experience of Thor?
Uh,
Like,
yeah, considering I don't remember it, other than
right,
Portman and like you said.
Pat Dennings.
right. Pat
Okay.
Dennings.
I think you'll like this question. Nick Nolte, Nick Cage, or Nick Kroll?
Wow. Alternate cave. Do I rank them or I only pick one, or is it fuck, Mary kill?
Oh, well, now you got to do fuck, Mary kill.
Well, you gotta wait, Nick Nolte, you gotta kill.
Yep, correct.
He's unhinged. He's an unknown. You fuck Nick Cage, that'll be the best fuck of your life. And you marry Nick Kroll because He's a sweet guy, and he's got a really nice house, and
He'll make you laugh
he'll make you
forever.
laugh. He'll make you laugh. Yeah,
Um, there are no wrong answers on bothering the band. However, that is the correct answer.
sweet.
Specifically fucking Nick Cage, because that you gotta go for
He's
that.
an animal. Yeah, he's going to do things that you've never even thought possible with the physics of.
I picture a lot of backflips, um, a lot of like mirrors.
There's some bendy stuff. I saw him once at a bar, and he had a broken leg. He was in a wheelchair with a big broken leg at a weird bar with a on a date, and he looked cool. Even
Man,
um
that's
even with a
cool.
broken leg, he looked cool. He looked injured, I will say.
It was all method acting because he
Maybe,
doesn't he doesn't get injured.
right?
And then follow-up question: which one of Nick Cannon's children are your favorite? Mostly kidding.
I don't Okay, because I don't think I can name the kids. I know that he was with Mariah Carey. That's that's kind of all I know.
But you wouldn't be able to name them anyways because they all have very unique names.
Okay.
I thought it was like kind of like a George Foreman thing where it's like all of them were named Nick Cannon or like Rick Cannon and Mick Cannon.
Right. Like the ball.
Monroe Moroccan, Golden Sage, Rise Messiah, Powerful Queen, Brittany Bell, Zion and Zillion, Beautiful Zeppelin, and Legendary Love.
Is Beautiful
No.
Zeppelin one name or two names?
One name. That's a daughter.
Okay. It's not Beautiful and Zeppelin.
No.
Zeppelin would be kind of a cool name.
Yeah.
Zepp.
Oh, Zillion. Zillion's name is Zillion Air. Second name Heir.
Smart. Oh, that's fun.
So,
Something to look forward to, aspire to.
he's creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't take that away from him.
And his his sperm are working.
And once they grow up, he's got a whole new cast of Wild and Out built right in.
Yeah. Good for so Nick, that's how the show's gonna keep going for the next 6 hours. I'm just kidding.
Great.
Um, do you have any cool burn scars?
Um, because my name, Thorburn.
Yeah.
Do I have any cool burn scars? Uh, no, I do have some scars, but I don't think I have any burn scars, thank God, but touch wood, because I don't want any. No, I got some scrapes, but nothing heat related.
No crazy burn
No,
unit scars.
no,
And then do you own anything with real diamonds in it?
no,
No?
no. I'm Yeah, I gave myself that name at a young age. With the unicorns, we were trying to, put on uh, we wanted to lean into the fantasy, I guess, of being in a band and the the play of it, I guess. The idea, the Bowie kind of thing, like a persona, creating a persona, and um, I took a really long, convoluted, sort of circuitous route to naming myself Nick Diamonds, which was originally it was Neil Diamonds, and I went by Neil, but it wasn't Neil a reference to Neil Diamond, it was a reference to Neil Young. It didn't really track. But Nick Diamond's kind of stuck and kind of sticks around as some kind of a alias once in a while, I guess. Kind of like I think of like Johnny Rotten and John Lydon, like he can kind of slip into the Johnny Rotten role um, when called upon, I suppose.
I dig it. I'm happy you went with Nick Diamonds. Don't overthink these questions either. It's just
Okay.
but you're doing great, man. We're having fun. Uh what's your favorite cereal?
I see where you're going with
There's a
this.
lot of these in here. There's a lot of
Got it.
these wordplay questions.
I'm picking it up. Um, I'm not I'm not a cereal guy, but I am a granola gentleman. Um, I'm not really, yeah, I like a granola. I like a good, ideally if I can make my own granola with a lot of fun little things, you know, almond slices and coconut shavings and cranberry and lots of cool oats rolled and otherwise with some maple syrup uh, and cinnamon and all that fun stuff baked in my oven. And then I would do that with a yogurt with a tahini and some berries, fresh berries.
That sounds delicious, actually. I would love to have that for lunch right now.
Me
I think,
too.
yeah.
I might actually after this.
I mean, you're such a granola gentleman, so uh
Often people say that often. I hear that.
that's gonna be the description of this episode. We sat down with granola gentleman who wants to bang Nick Cage. In a wheelchair, in the wheelchair is the must.
Definitely. Yeah. Reverse cowboy.
That's fun. Okay, Manhattan or Montreal?
Mm, that's a tough one. They're just so different. I remember the first time I went to Manhattan, uh, went down to SUNY Purchase to um see a show at at the school. Went with my friend Chloe and her boyfriend and my girlfriend at the time. Um, Chloe of the band AIDS Wolf, Chloe and Yannick of the band AIDS Wolf. I don't think they were even AIDS Wolf then yet though, but we drove down in their van and saw these cool show. We saw like Bismarcky and the Locust, I think. And but then
Whoa.
we were driving back. We went to New York for a day, the city, into Manhattan, and it was magical. And I remember driving back, and as we drove back across the border and into Quebec, it was like we were driving back through the seasons, back from springtime into winter. And yeah, that was so early. That was 2002, I think. The Unicorns hadn't even put our record out yet. But I knew that part of me was like, I want to come back to live in New York, and so I did. And both fantastic places, but Manhattan, as much as it gets kind of excavated, all the cool stuff gets kind of, the factory turns into the Petco. It's still, it's just got something baked in that's unfuckwithable, I guess.
I like that term.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Um, a beautiful answer to a question about un like surprising islands. They're both islands. This comes.
They are, and I lived in Brooklyn, and which is on Long Island,
Yep.
on the island of Long, and I grew up on Vancouver Island. Um, and I lived for a short period in northern British Columbia, in a town called Prince Rupert, which was also on an island. So that was sort of an unrelated, it was subconscious, I guess, decision to call myself islands. It wasn't directly related to that fact, but it was more a metaphor, I guess. But a weird trivia that, yeah, I'd always lived on an island too. But yes, I do like both of those island cities.
I like to remind people when I'm in either of them, especially like on the subway, the metro. I'm like, you're underground on an island right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's real
yeah,
fun.
it's weird.
It is pretty weird. And speaking of islands, does your kitchen have an island?
I wish. I wish. My kitchen sucks. My kitchen sucks.
Why does your kitchen suck?
Yeah, it's just a small, no good kitchen. I'm not at island status. Yeah, I need to get one of these songs licensed in a Nick Cage movie or something.
Man, I want that so much for you.
Me too.
I just want that so I can be watching it like with my kid and be like, and her to be like, this movie is cheesy. I'm like, yeah, but I know the guy who did the music,
Yeah.
you know, and it got him an island. You,
I'm in a poem at least. That's a start. That's not paying the bills just yet.
I mean, the poetry book doesn't pay the bills either. So,
Well, we're even.
yeah. So does your kitchen have a lazy Susan?
Mm-mm.
No.
No,
What kind of
no.
spices? Do you have your spices like out? Or are they in a cupboard?
No, they're in a cupboard.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I lead with cumin, but I've got some like harissa, which is a combo. I like I got some paprika, but and some basil, dried basil. But cumin, I don't know, maybe I'm basic, but cumin does so much for me.
I'm in a sage moment right now. I'm putting
Mm,
brown sage on everything, and
mm,
it's really doing something for me.
mm.
I
That's
learned
interesting.
yesterday that McCormick is now selling crushed jalapenos the same way they
Oh,
sell like crushed red pepper.
Mm.
uh-huh.
So there's your
I
fun
might
fact
be, I
Friday.
might have to go to the grocery store after this.
You have to go to what's the hot grocery store there, Erewhon's or some shit.
I've never, with pride, I've never set foot in an Erewhon. I plan to keep it that way.
What's your grocery store of choice?
Well, I worry I'll be doxxed if I reveal
Oh
my
yeah.
location, but I live close to an Albertsons.
For real?
So, yes.
See, I told you we didn't have the last one. I was in living in Wyoming until about a year ago, and that was our main grocery store was in Albertsons too.
Oh
Huh,
yeah.
And all the rest of the country, they have shut down. There are no more
really?
Albertsons. So
Well, they
every time
got
I said
bought.
that, people are like, "You still have Albertsons?"
Oh, I think Kroger just swooped in and bought them up, so it might be a name only. I don't know. It's dark times for the grocers of the world.
Indeed, indeed. Shout out to Albertsons. They're a big sponsor, but
Sweet, me too.
only in cumin. Uh,
Yes.
I wouldn't hate that. We're gonna keep in the kitchen here because I read somewhere that you're putting coconut water in iced coffee.
Yes.
So walk me. I'm very curious. Like, are you diluting it in it? Are you making it with it? Like, what's the
So,
process?
well, so I make, in these hot times, I have a plunger, basically, a coffee plunger from a guy who invented frisbees, invented this espresso plunger, and it it's like this cylinder, and you push down with hot water, the coffee into this through this um it's a pressurized plunger, and you push through the coffee, and I push that uh, a small amount of hot water concentrated over a bunch of ice in a cocktail mixer, and then I add coconut water to that. And as the coffee is cooling in the ice, I add the coconut water, and then I shake it up in the cocktail shaker so it's frothy and it all like mixes, and then it almost comes out looking like a Guinness. And then I drink that, and it's pretty good.
Oh man, I am on board for this.
You should try it. It's I can't go back. I think once you go coconut, you never go back. I know that didn't rhyme, but it's true.
Oh man,
Don't think about the rhyme.
I'm trying. You saw it. You saw it.
I saw it.
Oh, it's like a that and puns. I'm a writer.
Yeah,
I'm a writer by trade, man. You give me a good rhyme or a pun, I'm like, oh, my brain just went. I can't even turn it
I
off.
know.
But
I know.
are
I
you
feel your
afraid of?
pain.
Well, we were just gonna plow through. Are you afraid of spiders?
Yes. Why is there one on my shoulder?
No, because the song Arachnophobia is fucking awesome and I just
Oh,
love
thanks.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so the narrator of that song, like the person I was writing, like as though it was a person, not me,
Hmm.
is not the most the sharpest tool in the shed, not the smartest cookie, I guess. And they're actually not afraid of spiders. They're afraid of snakes, but they think a fear of snakes is called arachnophobia.
What is a fear of snakes called? Tell you in one moment.
Herpophobia, maybe? I know herpetology is the study of snakes. Herpophobia is my would be my or rep. I don't know. Yeah, look it up.
I call it snake ache.
Ophid Ophidiophobia. Ophidiophobia.
Wow, it's kind of a fun word. I'd have to write a song about a fear of spiders next.
I call it ophidiophobia.
Yeah,
Ophidiophobia
That's
is
rad.
I like it.
I like
is my
learning.
guess.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a good song.
Thank you.
Okay, this is admittedly a stupid question. Future Islands or Thousand Island driving?
Thousand Islands every time.
Yeah. How do you feel about the band Future Islands?
No comment.
Okay, fair enough.
The Thousand Islands I can talk about. The Unicorns were opening for Ben Queller in 2004, and we were in Portland. It was the last night of our tour together, and we had a roadie with us named Max Grody, the ultimate roadie, and he was kind of our linchpin or our he was the poor guy. He was a sweet soul, but he kind of was a mascot for us for the Unicorns. But he also was a way to relieve a pressure valve for us. We were fighting a lot as a band. We weren't getting along, and he sort of took on the role of punching bag, I guess you could say. And that last show, he would come out during the show at some point with a leather shirtless with leather pants and a cobra staff, like a stick with a brass snake on the head of it. And he grabbed the Thousand Island dressing from Ben Queller's band's dressing room and chugged the whole bottle, and then sprayed it into the audience. Um, so
Oof.
we weren't the most endearing band, but to tour with. And it belonged to the sweet guitar player named Jason, who was the guitar player for Ben Queller's band. And the tour manager came up to us after, and at this point, she knew about all our shenanigans and hijinks, so she wasn't even plussed by it. But at that point, it was just like, these guys just, I can't wait for these fuckers to be gone. But she was like, hey, can you guys replace the Thousand Islands? It's been on our rider this entire tour, and Jason really loves it. And he was so excited to finally get it on the rider. And you guys spit it into the audience at a bunch of teenagers who are there to see Ben Queller. So we, Max Brody and I went to the uh, liquor store around the corner from the venue and bought him a fresh bottle of Thousand Islands. So so I'll stick with Thousand Islands for that answer.
I like it. It's the most rock and roll story we've had in 200 episodes.
Wow, I got plenty of those.
I bet, man. Um, would you rather live in a library, a mall, or a grocery store?
Hmm. They're each serving different needs. My insatiable consumerist self wants to live in a mall, and my thirst for knowledge, that side of me that just thirsts for knowledge and learning, wants to live in the library. But I gotta say, without food, I can't do either of those things. So I gotta go with grocery store.
Glad you like really thought that out. I was gonna say, does the mall have a like a Walden Books?
And a
like
food court.
right.
and a food court.
Ah, so you're gonna live a lot longer than me, or you're gonna live a richer life than I am. I'm gonna be reading the recipes at the checkout aisle in the Reader's
Yeah.
Digest
I'm a
jokes.
90s kid from Central Florida, so it's like mall city, you know.
Mm, yeah, that sounds pretty pop punk.
I think that that's awesome. I think also I keep seeing this meme floating around about how they need to turn all the old malls into like retirement homes for us when we all get of that age. And they always say that, it's already got the record store and the clothes and the bookstore and the food court. So I think that's why my brain automatically went, oh, mall.
Right.
Yeah, just build on top of it, build some old folk apartments on top of it, keep it
No, you just use
running.
the stores.
Oh, I just meant I want the stores live and
Oh,
I want
you want to go
to
to Camelot Music?
Stop.
yeah, I want to go to the American Eagle and get socks and I hope there's a movie theater and I'll be good to go.
Hmm.
All right.
Sabaro, it's a good
That's
life.
actually the
Perfect.
right answer. Yeah.
That's the right answer to the wrong question. Speaking of books, we talked about books at the top. We just talked about a library. Are you reading anything now that you like? Can you give us a book recommendation?
Um, I just finished Mishima's Life for Sale,
Okay.
which is pretty cool, pretty fun. I'd never read him before. I'd always assumed he was kind of a stodgy, depressing guy, considering he sliced his guts out in public. But he's pretty funny, pretty wacky, and pretty of the era of the 60s. So I thought that was cool. Um, but what did I mean, I'm always trying to have a book on the go. I'm currently reading a book called End of Empire by Michael Parenti, just to satiate uh, my that side of me that wants to see some significant change happen, let's say.
Yeah. Uh, okay. Thank you for the recommendations. Do you have any jokes? Do you have any in the style of dad jokes? Do you know any jokes off the top of your head?
Yes. Well, what's this could be a one I tell Nick Cage, maybe. Is it, can I go blue with this or
Yes, absolutely.
um do you know what the difference is between jam and jelly?
I don't. Abby, do you?
I don't.
I can't jelly my dick up your ass.
Oh, that's funny.
My favorite all-time favorite dad joke. Um, do you call a duck with no soul? No, wait,
This is hilarious.
fuck. Oh yeah, wait, what the hell? A duck goes in a microwave and it's got no soul. Why do you? What the fuck? I can't remember the setup. This is like my one. What do you call a duck with? What the fuck? I can't believe it. There's something about a duck in a microwave. What do you call a duck with no soul? Something about a duck in the never mind. Never mind. The punchline is so good, but I'm
Oh,
not even gonna I can't
Did,
believe it.
does the
I'm
punchline have
so
to do with Bill Withers?
it does.
I
Are
found
you
it.
go
I
you
Googled
did?
it. Yeah.
Okay,
How
that
do
was
you
fast.
change a duck into a soul
You put it
singer?
in the microwave until it's Bill Withers. God damn it. Mine is how do you give a duck soul? Yeah, the way I how do you give a duck soul? You put it in the microwave until it's Bill Withers. I love Bill Withers.
that's some
Yeah. It's layers. You're not
there,
leaning on the
yeah.
pun. You're not ending with the pun. The pun is in the middle. It's like an internal pun, internal rhyme kind of
Also,
thing.
you gotta you gotta whoever's hearing the joke has to know like this is a music fan. Someone has to know who Bill Withers is,
Yep.
you know?
Oh
People
yeah.
Um,
don't know who Bill Withers is.
Come on. Like,
Oh,
ask 10 people, like,
Ask 10 people who the president of the United States is. They might not know.
I
Bill
don't think the
Withers.
president knows. Moving on.
No, yeah, we can't do no we
No
don't
True.
politics.
we don't have many rules on bothering the band, but no politics is one of them.
Okay.
So Halloween is not around the corner, but are you gonna carve pumpkins? Do you carve pumpkins? Do you decorate for these like second tier holidays?
I think I carved a pumpkin once. It was kind of harder than I thought. I'm not really I don't live in a place that um gets a lot of foot traffic for trick-or-treaters, but I do like I do like that you can what I like about carving a pumpkin is that you can use the stuff inside and make you can take the seeds and bake them in the oven and put them on a salad.
You can also make gentleman granola with them.
That's true. Although I don't like pumpkin seeds in granola. It
Ungentlemanly.
dominates. It's ungentlemanly. It's unseemly. Yeah.
Oh man, this is fun. Okay, so we end every episode with a song from the guest. And so when we
Mm.
go to publish this, what song do you want us to put at the end and why?
Any song by any artist?
No, by you, my man.
Oh, by me. Oh, okay. Um, bad at self-promo. Any song. Well, I like the end, the last song on the New Islands album. I wish, yeah, I think that, and it's the end of the episode, so
I love that. I love that. And I love that song. And I love the record, man. You're crushing it. This is
thank you.
the feeling I had when this interview came on. I started just, like going back and listening to the Islands and like the whole rest of your catalog, and it was like, wow, this is you've been with us for a while, man. You've been making music for our life for a while. It's very cool. And then I discovered the poem. I was like, oh shit.
Hmm,
And I think that's the power of music. It's with you, even if you kind of move past it for a decade more. Um, so I dig
I
that.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And um, if you could bother a musician, live or dead,
Mm,
who would you bother? And then also, what would you ask them? However, keep in mind, when I say bother, it's dumb questions like we just asked you.
gotcha. Okay, because my guy is Eno. I feel like he'd be so fun. Every time I listen to him speak, he says something real good. But I wouldn't want to annoy him or bug him or bother him. Who would I like to? I guess someone who could have, someone who can have a little fun with it. God, who would that be? Uh, I mean, I bet MF Doom would have been a fun guy to do this with.
I think you're right.
Yeah, he was fun. He was so clever and good with, yeah, just so good. I would go with him. Rest in
Good
That's a
peace.
answer.
that's a first for MF Doom,
So yeah, we asked this question to everyone, and
Hmm,
uh,
who, by the way, has a mac and cheese recipe that's going viral right now.
oh yeah, I saw
really?
that. Yeah,
I'm gonna make it.
Whoa.
I saved it.
What's in it? Oh, I gotta look at
It's
that.
like it honestly seems just like any other like baked mac and cheese, but
Huh, but it
everybody
says,
swears by it because
wow,
MF Doom said make it.
it's
R.I.P.
like
amazing.
it's like step one, blast MF2.
Yeah, probably.
Step
Totally.
two, it's like
Food.
yeah,
Food.
with this pod always goes to food. So what's next for you, man? What's next for the music, the person, anything you want to promote? This is your moment.
Well, I have the Patreon, which I have a lot of fun with. I just started it in February, and it's a way for me to have a kind of more direct communication with people that are just in the tank for what I'm doing. And you were talking about the many years of doing this. I have 20 years of like weird artifacts and musical artifacts mostly, but I can go back in the archives and kind of dredge up all this fun stuff. And then I've got like a kind of outlet for Nick Diamond stuff. I'm kind of releasing little Nick Diamond's Lucy's on there and stuff. And there's just lots of, it's just really fun to kind of, and sad. There's like a melancholic kind of quality to it. But that's the thing I guess I would really like to promote going forward. Obviously get the Islands record and listen to it and everything. But if you like that and want to ride with me on the Patreon, I think it's a fun. I think I do a lot more than most people who use Patreon, I suspect. I'm like pretty active on there, constantly releasing things multiple times a week, sometimes 5 times a week. So it can be kind of overwhelming, I think, but it's quite fun. Patreon.com/Nick from Islands. If I'm always trying to build that because it's so fun. It'd be cool if it was just like my job,
Absolutely. Nick, do you have sunglasses?
I do, but I didn't want to be rude and
Oh,
Oh, those are
those are
fantastic.
badass.
I also very much appreciate that you referred to your songs as Lucy's.
Yeah, that was fun.
That made me happy.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's in New York.
Yeah. Well, we're done. This has been great. Fucking again, hang tight for 2 seconds, but we can't thank you enough, dude. This has been so much fun. We are fans first and foremost.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you guys and hop on this. That was fun.
A young man was walking down the street without a care in the world. He was only 23, he was in love with a girl. And he walked into a room, saw he wasn't right way around. He was standing on the ceiling and he couldn't get him down. What do you do? What do you do? He was haunted by the side, yeah, he knew it was his fate. And he did the thing you do when you're forced to sit around and wait. Yes, he thought about his mom and then he thought about his dad. He thought of all the things he left to say and all the time he had. What do you do? What do you do? He said, what else can I do but just stay laying in my bed? Now that I know it's ending, guess I might as well be dead. Even though it's gonna happen, no, it's not if or when. Baby, now is not the time, save all the crying for the end. What do you do? What do you do? You can see it all in your face, see it overtake your mind. You had all that time to waste, but it took up all your time. The ship is leaving from the shore, the train has gone around the bend. You just need a little more, you don't wanna see it end. What will you do? What will you do? What will you do? What will you do? When it finally comes for you. Here it comes now. Here it comes. Here it comes. Huh, 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 huh.